You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for April 10th, 2019. I'm your host, Majvit, with over 10 years of RuneScape experience. It's like 17 years of RuneScape experience. What are you in, like, fucking 2009? Start over, you dick fuck. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Experience Weekly? Come on, now you're just fucking yourself around.
This is going well now.
Yeah, now I'm just sad because I did it so well when it wasn't recording. God damn it. All right, hang on. I gotta psych myself out now. All right. I hate myself. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for April 10th, 2019. I'm your host, Majvit, with over 17 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is PYRNASSIUS, and on today's show, Combat Integrity and Patch Week, TLDW for the month of head of April, Combat Cape Design Update, OSRS scores at BAFTA, When Will Java Die? The Stone Spirit Saga, or another use for Stone Spirits? You know what? No, fuck it. I hate this. I liked the... I tasted perfection, and I want it back!
The first one was really good.
I tasted perfection!
No. That's funny.
All right.
Try it again.
I'm doing it again.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I gotta taste some water. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for April 10th, 2019. I'm your host, Majvit, with over 17 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is PYRNASSIUS, and on today's show, Combat Integrity and Patch Week, TLDW for the April month ahead, Combat Cape Design Update, OSRS scores at BAFTA, When Will Java Die? The Stone Spirit Saga, or another use for Stone Spirits, Buy Bonds, Skip Skilling, Wilderness Reward Balancing, RS3 or Old School RuneScape, the age-old debate, the day Treasure Hunter is banned, is two-factor even worth it, rule clarification, alleged RuneScape wiki abuse by Jagex, unbans, how do they even work, and QA Director Extraordinaire for Hire. Thank you for tuning in to this Wednesday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to your makeup edition of RuneScape Weekly. Majvit here.
He is alive, everyone.
I made it. Oh goodness, and yeah.
And I just want to tell everyone this is Majbit, 17 years of RuneScape experience, 9 years of podcasting experience, and it only took about 42 takes to get the intro right.
All right. First of all, what I want to say, this is purely a case of when the pot can't boil when everyone's looking at it, because when we weren't recording, I had the smoothest, best intro of my life. I had never
It was a great intro.
I never felt more alive when we weren't recording. Like, literally.
There was not one mistake.
No.
There was not one mistake in your first intro. You didn't skip a word, you didn't turn a word around, or slip an extra letter in anywhere.
And it felt so smooth. I literally, as I was doing it, I'm like, why does this feel so natural? Why does this feel so great? Not a single thing is going wrong. And then, as we're like a good 10 minutes into the show, I look over and I just see XSplit is just not recording. And I'm like, oh, that's why everything's going so great.
We were having a good discussion too.
We were. I know.
It was just so perfect an intro. But anyway,
yeah, well, it's okay.
these things happen.
We can do it again. Yeah, I bought an outfit. I think I was in Solomon's.
Hey! I can just say though, at least Jam and Jake got to hear how good you were.
That's very true.
Sitting there listening.
The ultimate perk of Patreon subscription. Patreon.com/RuneScape. I mean, you also have to like be an opportunist and show up at random times in our Discord, runescape.chat. But yeah, the record shall show. For Jake, he is a special dude. Anyway.
Yes. So PSAs, there is a new outfit out, and I think you have something to tell us about it.
Yeah, it's got a new walk, I guess. I can't see it though because maybe I'll lower my. You know what? I'm gonna trust the trust this site, and I'm gonna reload the page and see if maybe then I can see the animations. All these, look at this. All this bullshit is now just seeping into my computer.
I just don't understand. I mean, these 450 rune coins. A bond's 195, so
Yeah.
you know, you've either got to have some rune coins left over from last time, or you're going to get rune coins left over. I wish they would just make the bond, you know, like an equal amount. 200 rune coins. Make the outfit 400 rune coins, or you know, something like.
Still doesn't. Still doesn't show me the stupid animation, but whatever. Anyway, I bought it. It looks, you know, the outfit looks interesting anyway. They do that on purpose, so you'll specifically have to buy more bonds than you need. Yeah,
of course, yeah. But we was just saying in the first
pre-show, the Void show.
There was a tweet out by Mod Shawnee of something had happened. They had hotfixed that Risen outfit, so it is all working properly now. So if you did sort of buy it on that first day and there was something wrong and you cracked it and didn't put it back on, well, it is fixed for you now.
Indeed. So that's a thing. Is there any free item for members while I'm in here for the month? There must be, right? Free item for members for the month of April?
I actually didn't even check that.
Let me pop in here, because that should be my PSA for today. So let's see here. The free month is Arcane Smelting. Let me grab that. I think that must be the free item.
Okay, I'm logging in.
Yeah, there you go. Grab a little copy of Arcane Smelting. So there you go. Never want to miss out on a free item from Solomon's General Store. Because again, like I did say, this is when I looked over, I think, and realized nothing was recording. Support Solomon's General Store, because in my opinion, it's the better microtransaction.
And it might be in... That's what we were saying before. It might be the only one. Jagex... obviously, we're one of the few companies that did. UK had a big thing on loot boxes and such, and Jagex one of the few companies that did show up and talk about it and sort of face the music. And obviously, they're going to claim that, hey, you know, we're not. Our version of it isn't gambling, because you get something out of every key that you use, and you know, whether it be XP, whether it be, you know, 10 palm seeds or whatever it is that they give, you know, there's always something there. But let's face it, as we were saying before, it's not those items that people are after. It is those rare items.
Can you imagine if that was the loop, if that was the workaround for Vegas? If all Vegas had to do was spit out like a shitty teddy bear or something to every time you lost at a slot machine, and was like, well, you get a prize every time, so it's not gambling. Here you go, kids. Have fun.
Well, that's it.
It's treasure hunter.
I think, you know, I mean, yeah, and technically they are right, but I mean, we were saying it is still
that's even better than my freaking opiate one that didn't get in the show.
They want, they want people to keep buying, because people want that rare item, that sort of weekend only item, and that's what we're saying. Even if they sort of said, okay, every 50 keys you'll be guaranteed to get one of the pieces. So you know, you're going for the outfit. There's 5 pieces to the outfit. If you don't get it within your first 50 keys, well then bang, guaranteed it's in your inventory. Even if they did something like that, I think would be more acceptable than anything else. I mean, I know a lot of people say, well, hang on, we pay for this game, we shouldn't have microtransactions. But I mean, let's face it, the money that we get they make out of memberships is nowhere near what they make out of their microtransactions. And I hear people sort of saying, oh, yeah, but Rocket League, I only pay $30 for, and it's mine, and, you know, I don't have to buy anything else and such. But it's not a living game that has weekly updates.
You know what's really that's one thing I'll give RuneScape is that they really update the game, like
that's right. And I don't know any other game that even if it is just a patch week, it is still pretty. And some of those patches are fantastic. They are good quality of life updates. This is, they do call it a living game. You are paying a monthly membership, and yes, they do have an MTX model, but there's no other game that I know out there that gives you weekly updates and are so open and have mods that you can contact and, you can see. I mean, tell me who your favorite mod is out over at EA Sports or at, Naughty Dog or any of those other ones. Most of the mods on Jagex. You don't know any of them sort of in these other games because they are there weekly. We see their faces all the time and such. And, that they are a company. Yes, Treasure Hunter is distasteful in that regard for people who, sort of do suffer addictions and sort of, okay, I've already put $50 worth of keys in. I'll just buy another 50 because I really want it. And then as you get down further and further, like there's 5 items of the rare items, and then all of a sudden you just need the helmet, and all of a sudden that's cost you 450 keys just to get that one last item. That's where I think, if they just did something where you got it guaranteed once you hit a certain amount of keys, I think, I think the reasonable people in the community would be a lot more accepting of it. I mean, you're still going to have your haters. Haters are always going to hate. But I think that would sort of make it, more tasteful for a larger number of people.
Fair. I don't know what you can do to make Treasure Hunter more palatable for like a wide audience. Is always
a wider, yeah. No.
Yeah, I think
the problem is obviously the age of the game and the people who are here who have always had it, and they had the Gower brothers saying we'll never do this, and sort of people say, well, they said they'd never do, sort of forgetting the fact that, well, they're not in charge anymore. Yeah, they don't get a say.
The main thing is when leadership changes hands, old policies don't necessarily matter anymore, even if they were, quote, like lifetime policies like that. You could say something's a 10 billion year policy, but when that regime is no longer in existence, no one's there to hold up that policy any longer. It's just a piece of paper at that point.
Yep.
So what can really be done? I mean, Treasure Hunter is not going anywhere unless
not at this stage, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely being talked about, but as of right now, Treasure Hunter's not going anywhere.
They're looking into it here in Australia too. Loot boxes have come up at in our parliament too. So
I'll tell
you, it's pretty much worldwide thing. It's going to be, they're all going to be looked at very closely.
Playing Eve, it's pretty refreshing not having a single part of the game bugging me to participate in some stupid loot box system. Like I appreciate that. But
so that's where I guess I'm lucky, because I can just ignore those type of things. They just don't bother me at all.
I mean, the trade-off is the membership is much more expensive, but I'm okay with that. Like it's basically what we've talked about. It's like, that's just the trade-off. Are you willing to pay? And then the flip side is they all have the same like kind of bond style system as RuneScape though. So anyway, I digress. This is not.
But do they have weekly updates?
That's the thing is, no, I don't believe that the game updates anywhere near as frequently as RuneScape does. So I don't think that they need to have the thing is. No, the game does not update nearly as frequently, but they do way more other types of things that are like right now. They're doing a world tour where they have an actual government in Eve, where the players are fighting it out in real life throughout different places in the world for control over the actual galaxy.
Okay,
and these are actual pop-up tournaments throughout the world. So the actual corporations inside of Eve have to show up and fight other corporations at these tournaments, basically for control of the galaxy. And these are like Eve sanctioned events, and that's how the government is basically formed throughout everything is player run, including the government of the universe, and that's how the government is formed, through actual warfare.
No, because I got one of my son's mates was laughing at me. You play RuneScape? That's a kid's game. He plays WoW. And,
This is an actual
actually,
adult's game.
Yeah, and I've actually showed him, and he's actually really impressed because he hasn't played it obviously since he was a kid, 8 or 10 years ago, and he was really impressed with RS3 and the graphics and all that.
RuneScape's come a long way, yeah.
But and one of the things we were talking about, because as a WoW player, and I just said, he's going, oh, but all this type of stuff. I said, yeah, but don't forget, I said, in WoW, I said, how often do you get updates? And he goes, well, there's a new pack out, every year or whatever it is. Forget what he told, because it's not a game I actually play.
It's like every 6 months or something. Sometimes every year. I forget.
Like that. Yeah, I think he said twice a year, something like that. I said, okay, but there's all the stuff you used beforehand. Is that all still useful and all that? And
Nope.
and in that 6 months between, if you sit there and you play, 10 or 12 hours a day, because you're just having a lot of fun at it. He said, you generally play for about a month and then you wait until the next one. I said, well, that's it. I said, in RuneScape, you're getting something new pretty much, at least once a month. You'll get a good, decent size update, but every week there's something new happening. And he actually logged on and he's made himself an account.
That's awesome.
He's playing free to play at the moment, but
that's how you get them. That's how you start.
Yeah. No, that's it. So yeah.
That's the good stuff.
So I've offered him. I said, well, once you build up a bit and you want to start looking at the in the other one, I said, hit me up. I'll give you a couple of bonds to get you a month's the 45-day membership for 3 bonds. I said, I'll give you 3 bonds for that to get you going there and see how you like it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's good stuff. It's always nice to see fresh perspectives on the game.
Yeah.
And
the good thing is he can't remember his old account, so he just started a whole new one.
Cool. I mean, cool and not cool. I mean, got any paper hats on that account?
No, he didn't. No, he said he had nothing. He had nothing real good on the old one. He said so.
Okay, just making sure. You got to check. Yeah, I'd be very curious to hear a follow up on that. Like, what is his opinion in a couple of months or something?
I've asked him in a few months if he would come onto the show. He said probably not because he doesn't like talking, But I said I'll try and work on him and get him looped into a call one day and just see if we can get a little bit of even if I just do a one-on-one interview with him.
Sure, it
doesn't just talking about his thoughts. So yeah, that's what I said. Even if you don't want to do that,
go
just
old school.
A one-on-one thoughts.
Yeah, even if he doesn't want to be recorded, do an old school magazine style interview where you literally just write down his answers and we can read it. I just want to know what I'm very curious. You don't get a lot of perspective on people who
on brand new players.
Yeah, exactly. On brand new players and people who are coming from World of Warcraft. We have Hannah, and that's about it. I don't know many players who are. If Hannah was a returning player, so she's not fresh off coming from.
Yeah.
She came back to her account that was like a mid-level account. So I'd be curious to hear a fresh account start. Anyway.
But yes, let's get into the actual show, shall we?
We could. We can. We shall. I've got no RuneScape news. I've been working on MageBit.me. It's almost fully functional. If you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to, but I will talk more about it when it's fully functional. So, yeah, I haven't been in game. If you want to hang out with me, runescape.chat in your web browser is the place to find me. That's my Discord channel. I would love to have you there. In the meantime, if you're looking for me, I just do not have time to game at the moment between my grandmother and my real life and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyway, moving along. Combat Integrity Patch Week. A message from Granny Potterington here, huh? Let's see. Hello, Sugar Plum. I hope you're eating well while we are off slaying dragons and completing quests. If you have some time, maybe you could pay old Granny a visit on Manor Farm. Sam says he's having something funny in the woodshed. I don't like the sound of that. Whatever it is, he's kept glibbering about bugs and something called mining and smithing rework. I don't know. Kids these days. April Fools. Astute players may have noticed that a strange animal has appeared in the player on farm known as J-Mods. Oh, did you take part in that?
I did. I collected them all. You were able to feed the, and I sort of kept collecting because I got a few shinies. And I thought I'll get them all as shinies. I got about half of them as shinies. Then I read that they were going to disappear the next day, and I thought, oh, that pisses me off.
Yeah,
so
that's why
you were able to feed them to the baby troll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everyone was doing that, and I thought, oh, fantastic! I've actually got a baby troll still in my bank. So I went out and I caught another Mod Osborne. And I tried to feed it to my own baby troll, and he wouldn't eat it. Because I wanted a baby troll following me around called Mod Osborne.
That would have been awesome. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
but no, he wouldn't eat it. So I was really disappointed about that, and the fact that they sort of just took him out. I mean, I actually filled up the storage because I got the full 30 spaces in that storm cellar at the farm.
Mm.
So I put all my J mods in there thinking, this is fantastic just to sort of have them there, and then read, no, they're going to take them all out. So I was sort of disappointed about that part, but still it was a fun thing to collect. I've got unlocked the full title. That was the reason to do it.
Yeah,
just to get
real prize,
the full title. Yeah. But it would have been nice just to be able to sort of have
having a cosmetic J mod like follower pet.
Yeah. It would have been nice if you were able to just have one, choose your favorite mod, and you could have them running around after you. You'd see a whole bunch of mod ravens and Shawnies and Osborns running around.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a fun little thing. But yeah,
maybe it was really an alpha for a new human husbandry system. Who knows?
Well, that's it. I tried to. I wanted to breed Mod Osborne and a Mod Mark to try and get a Mod Shawnee out of him, but. There was no Mod Mark, and that would have been fun to do. But we can sort of understand why they wouldn't allow the husbandry of them. But one other thing they did, they brought back the party hats as well. People running around collecting all the party hats as a ring. Again, that was a one-day only thing. They took that out on the next update as well.
Yeah. Moving along into combat integrity, our biggest change this week is to the way sign refreshers are used. Please read this message from the Combat Council to find out more. Last month we mentioned our intentions to stop the life refreshers from being used while in combat. From today's update, we're going to be doing the following integrity change. Sign refreshers can now only be activated in bank areas. Additionally, we want to stop death touch darts being used at Telos to complete the feats and achievements. While this update won't release this week, we'll be looking into releasing it this next week. So I believe that would be the case as of this current week.
Yeah, which is just, I mean, so many people got to unlock it with that. I mean, I hope there's a way that they can sort of work out who has done it and revert them, but they won't. So it's been in there for that long. You've got to leave it there now. It's a shame, but you can't allow, 20,000 people to have unlocked it using that, and then, because you didn't get there in time, now you can't do the same thing. It's just frustrating when they do something like that. When they did the mining smithing one, they fixed that, the smack the rock as hard as you can for 2,400 points or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They fixed that sort of 2 weeks later. Okay, that's fine. That's 2 weeks. People who got in there and got lucky, okay. But Telos has been out with these death touch starts for well over 12 months that people have been able to do it, and now all of a sudden you're going to change it. I don't agree with that. That type of thing.
Should reset the title.
What's done is done. Yeah, just reset it all on everyone.
Yeah. If it's been that long, just reset the title.
Yep.
Everyone at this point should know how to do the boss. It's been out that long.
Yep. Well, they did it for next, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did the next death timers, so...
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to get the dang title back if the boss has been out that long, and those who really can't do it then should need to learn it at that point. It's been out for a freaking year.
Well, that's right. Yep.
So, that's the point.
That's right.
It's a skill check. That's the point of a skill check.
Exactly. If you can do it, you're not going to care because you're just going to go and do it anyway because you already do it at 1,000.
Yeah.
And those who Death Touch Dart, well, sorry, it's, tough titties. You did it. It was a bug. We're fixing that bug, so everyone just has to redo it. That's
Yes.
That's the way I would do it, but obviously they're not going to upset the players and do that. But I just find that type of thing. I don't think it's fair on the players coming up who want to get that unlocked now.
Teleport storage. We've made some quality of life changes to the way certain teleport items are stored. Up to 1,000 Ark Island teleport tablets can now be stored in and used from your Ark journal. Up to 1,000 Menaphos tablets can now be stored in your Menaphos journal, and teleport scrolls earned from treasure trails can now be stored as charges in the Globetrotter arm guards. Up to 1,000 of each type can be stored that way. Cool.
Now, big bank space saver and a really great quality of life update. Now, these are proper quality of life updates that you don't need to earn, through quests and such. These are just things that should be there. But fantastic, because there's a lot of scrolls there, and that frees up another 30 or 40 bank spaces for people.
That's awesome. 30 or 40 bank spaces is no joke with the fact that we only have like 810 or something.
Exactly. If I just go in, I forget where I keep all my teleports. There's one,
is
two,
that Vic
three,
the
four,
is that
five,
Vic the Trader
6,
sale on yet?
7, 8, 9. No, 23rd that starts.
Okay.
So there's 10 teleports for. There's 10 teleports for the treasure trails. I think there's only 4 or 5 for 5 for Menaphos, and I think there is 10 for the Ark, 8 or 10 for the Ark. So 25 to 30 spots that you've actually saved. Awesome. If you're
using them, if you are a frequenter of the Ark.
But again, that's something I'm going to actually make a lot of now to put in there, because I've never used, a lot of them I don't use because they're just bank space wasters.
Exactly.
Now I can load them in there. It's the book is all I have to hold, and that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah,
I think I might oblige, because I do use the Ark a lot, but I generally just start at Port Sarim and then get around from that, because that would be way more convenient.
Anyway. Exactly, because it's just a lot easier, and it may also be a bit of a money for skillers who want to go and make those.
Yeah, if these start becoming in demand.
Yeah.
May 2019 Aura sale is also a thing. Don't forget that May this year, a selection of auras will be on sale in the general store as well. So don't forget, you can spend up to 50% off on some of the most sought after auras. That's pretty much all this month. So don't forget about that.
All May that is.
Oh, all
starts
May.
May 1. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're letting everyone know early, so just be prepared. At May there are going to be some big sales on.
What do you got for the patch notes? Anything? Should I read them?
In patch notes this week, Araxor, it is no longer possible to use Bladed Dive to avoid Araxor's charge attack on the Darkness Path. The Obsidian Cape and Cape of Legends have been slightly rebalanced to be more in line with their difficulty to obtain. The Obsidian Cape now provides more armor with slightly reduced offensive stats, and the Cape of Legends has had an increase in both offensive and defensive stats. And the Cape of Legends now has a teleport option to the Legends Guild as well. In Elite Dungeons, rare drops such as effigies can now be looted more easily after the Crassian Leviathan encounter. The Crassian Leviathan will now also consistently drop loot if it dies while swapping sides. And killing Masuta, the Ascended, while he is standing above the hidden staircase will no longer prevent players from getting their loot. The join option from a right-click friend will no longer offer a wilderness lodestone. So I thought that was a good one. People misclicking that and going to the wilderness. As we said before, the life refreshers can now only be activated in the bank, and that'll stop. That'll help with a lot of those people who've sort of been using those to get higher kill in rages and such. You have to actually leave now to get the refresh. There were several hotfixes for Next Angel of Death. She's had her melee damage reduced to what it was previously. Reverted AOD attacks cooldown to the values pre-update. Players now face north when they enter the instance. Resync the projectiles that signify the amalgamation spawns. They have returned next attack range to 10 tiles in the final phase. The main tank loot is no longer dropped if they leave the instance, and players who roll on the participation table at Next Angel of Death now correctly receive kill counts in all instances. Their store now offers an overcharge option for the Ring of Death. Unlock the option costs 150 Reaper points. Then the ring may be overcharged in Death's Dialogue at a cost of 5 cut onyx and 25 black stone hearts. Overcharged rings take 10 onyx to recharge, but only cost 3% charge per death teleport. There have been 2 new tunnels added to the walls of the Kelphite lair. The shortcuts will require level 55 and 79 agility to get through. They've also added shortcut accesses to the south of the entrance of Tarn's lair in the Haunted Mine to get to the Crystal Mine there. It does require completion of Haunted Mine and the Hard Mauritania achievements. This is one of the best ones. A time bar will now appear above a Seren spirit when it spawns, and a message will appear if a Seren spirit despawns before you can claim its reward. So it just makes Seren spirits so much easier to see now.
Good stuff.
The teleports we've mentioned already, and in trimmed masterwork, players may now custom fit normal pieces of trimmed masterwork armor without requiring an entirely new set. Previously, a player was required to wear an entirely new set of trim masterwork armor to custom fit one piece they may have previously lost or destroyed. So now you only have to if you've lost one or accidentally destroyed it, you only need that one piece now. You don't need to make a whole new set. So some good quality of life ones added in there this week or last week.
Good stuff. Also, Oddman Store refresh happening this month, or happened. If you missed out on Solite or Lunite last year, now's your chance to get it back with Oddman's. Very beautiful outfit. I love that outfit. I have both of them, and I wear them. That's like my primary outfit, so if you don't have it, I highly recommend grabbing it. That is your Combat Integrity and Patch Week. Can move along now to our TLDW number 428, courtesy of Rubik. This is the April month-ahead preview. Obviously, we've talked about some things here, but let me cover the general stuff first. Whether incense burner effects should persist after death is currently being discussed. Interesting. I would say no. If you die, yeah, good.
If you die, they're gone.
Yeah, if you die, any persistent effect, in my opinion, on death should be wiped. You're dead.
Totally agree.
The Globetrotter gloves issue has been given to the devs as feedback. I'm not 100% sure what the issue is, so I have to figure out. Maybe we'll hear about that.
Maybe it was something to do with the new teleports, perhaps?
I can think of. No Spring Fair. It's been canceled indefinitely. People didn't like the Spring Fair, I think.
No.
It was...
it was too similar to the beach, and it was just like but it just wasn't as, I don't know, because the beach was the first one out. I think it had that sort of. I think people also felt like it was a cash grab. I don't know. It was heavily associated with MTX the first time around, and then it was stained every other time around. Even though they kind of they fixed it. But it just never got better in the hearts of people. At least my heart. Anyway. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people's hearts.
People also want Easter. Whether you are, like, religious or not, people love Easter, I think.
Of course. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
It's been there, you know?
I just who doesn't like eggs and giant hopping rabbits and pastel colors? Like, come on. Chocolate is delicious. Gilded Extravaganza is happening on April the 15th to the 28th. It's going to be in Lumbridge. It's going to be a temporary Easter quest focused around assisting the guilds in the springtime's feat. I love guilds, so I'm in. No level requirements, and it will be available to free-to-play. Its tasks will be cooking a cake pie for the Chef's Guild, creating a sword shark's tuna, a tuna inside a swordfish inside a shark for the Fishing Guild, and helping the Crafting Guild decorate an elaborate ornate egg. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that we're going around to all the free guilds and helping them. This is like, again, this is like right along the same heartstring as that cheesecake quest. I love it. This is great. Would you like to talk about avoiding dental catastrophe, Pern?
Okay. Money raised via purchasing chocolate fragments will go to CPSL Mind and the Prince's Trust. So this is going to be obviously their MTX for the event. General info is similar to the Christmas Cracker event. The length will be from April 15 to the 28th in the Lumbridge Crater. You'll be collecting hardened eggs through skilling activities or the Springtime Fate. Improved rates while participating or skilling in the Springtime Fate area. Once all the peaches have been gathered, the Easter egg will decrystallize and create a small trove of goodies. With additional info, there is 15 hidden eggs scattered around Gielinor each day and will provide a large crystallized chocolate fragment. And they did say all the eggs are in the free-to-play area. The first egg is around May's Quest Point shop. Large fragments can also be gained from completing side quests for the guild. The guild booths will be cooking, invention, crafting, dungeoneering, smithing. Rewards, a chick axe is coming out, and some special Easter armor. I thought it was guilds, cooking, invention, crafting, smithing, dungeoneering. I didn't know we had a mini game.
I don't know we had a dungeoneering guild.
No, that's it. Anyway, we do, apparently.
Also, invention's not free to play, is it?
Invention's not free to play. Smithing's not free to play either, is it?
Yeah, no, it is. That's a free to play skill.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's just for those parts. So, but yeah, interesting.
I'm looking forward to most of this. I'm glad that they're doing a charity event. That's cool. So
yes.
You could purchase chocolate fragments pretty much to get ahead in the event if you're behind. So that's how I'm reading that, I assume, because you can gather chocolate fragments by participating in the event, like a la a fragment style like currency event. Is that, am I reading that
just another currency event, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably be logging in for that. When does this start? April 15th to the 28th?
April 15th it starts.
Okay, cool. So next week. Okay, next Tuesday? Yeah, all right. I'm into that. You know me in currency events. I like that. All right. So clan quality of life improvements. We got a laundry list here, huh? I'm looking forward to this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's some really good ones coming up in this.
I would assume as a clan leader you would be excited for these. Let's see here. So clan-specific anniversary broadcast for 3, 6, and 9 month, and then yearly from the day you join the clan. Oh, I'm going to get these all the time because I have like temperamental issues and I leave the clan all the time. The clan info interface is being refreshed and clans created date added. That's cool. The clan this is also going to out me as a frequent clan leaver. The clan creation date has been added to the clan info interface. Good. Discord and invention have been added as clan keywords. Also interesting to see them adopting Discord.
That's it. So you can actually put our Discord into the clan information now. Finally, bang, people can start looking at and get more people into our Discord.
Yeah, finally. RuneScape 2007 has now been named to Old School RuneScape. The Vexillum option has been removed from the notice board edit interface. When viewing a clan's notice board, the title will now say the name of the clan. Entries in the place dropdown now defaults to abandoned mines, so the clan notice board can now be alphabetized the list. Clan event and reminder notifications will be updated to include more notifications about the upcoming event.
More information.
Good. What did I say?
Notifications.
Oh, good. An event notification message will now fire when an event has been running for 30 minutes. Players will be able to view the job title of a clan member by hovering over their rank icon in clan chat. The clan log will be updated to show the last week's visitor and capped count. Clans can now set a total level requirement for joining their clan. Elitists.
I was going to say that's for the elitist clans.
If a player is trying to be invited that doesn't match the clan's requirement, they will not be able to join. If an owner invites a player, it will bypass this check. That's cool. Lots more small UI tweaks and improvements also. Clan guests, the ability to view information of the clan you're guesting in by clicking the I button will be added. Ability, you can now view the clan's notice board and see what events they have coming up. The clan staff can now set up a guest clan pin that will stop any guests who don't know it from entering the clan. If the pin is changed, any guests reconnecting to the clan chat will be kicked out and will have to re-enter the right pin to rejoin. That's, I think, going to be huge.
That's basically stop those that's going to stop those griefing ones, which a lot of people do have issues with, I believe. But yeah.
Yeah, it's sad to hear that people have issues with that, but I'm glad that this is finally going to be a solution. Hopefully. Clans will be able to set a total level requirement for guests to join the clan in clan settings to stop new accounts to be made from Flame Clan chats. That's also a way you could do it as well, yeah. So you could say, like, yeah, in case you don't want to have... You want, like, anyone to join, you don't want to have to, like, pass out a pin to people, but you don't want new people to
just say... That's it. Okay, you got to have level 100 before you can jump in and things like that.
Interesting. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And that's what I thought. That's the one I like the most, because if you do start getting that, you kick someone and then they just start making accounts to jump in. Well, you say, okay, fine, you've got to be level 100, so they've got to go and train for a few hours before they can get into your clan.
And at that
point, you again.
It's still worth it to them at that point, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They're not going to worry about it then.
Mini quests, general.
Yeah, want me to take over?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. General information. It's ETA was the 8th of April, and it did come out. Now, we will be talking, obviously, on this in full detail on Friday's show, so just to let people know.
Okay.
Fremennik Sagas, Tales, and mini quests are being added to the interface. Each have their own overview screen, but won't have a detailed quest journal. The completion screen will now consistently show up at the end of each mini quest. Tick boxes for hiding mini quests and hiding quests are being added. Obviously, all the Fremennik Sagas of Three's Company, Vengeance, Nadir, Thock it to them, and Thock your block off. And Mod Shawnee refused to say any of those names when he was there. They were trying. Even the other mods were trying to get him to do it, and he's going, nope, nope, nope. That was quite funny. Tales of the Ark, Tales of the God Wars, and Tales of Nomad are there. All the mini quests, there's Sheep Shearer, Witch's Potion, Abyss, Sparkle, Benedict's World Tour, The Curse of Zaros, Desert Slayer Dungeon, Doric and Boric Tasks, The General's Shadow, Hope Spears Will, Hunt for Surok, Koshai's Troubles, Marjarup Memories, The Lair of Tarn Razalor, The Lost Toys, In Memory of the Mareki, Purple Cat, Rebuilding Edgeville, One Foot in the Grave, Thieves Guild Capers, and Wandering Garl.
I really
so they're all the ones that are being put in.
I really like the one just called Purple Cat.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. There, some of those are not the easiest things to do in the world. The Marjarup Memories took me about 13 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a good day of just grinding.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad these are finally getting a place where you can see them to check them off, because it was hard to know. Like, you had to go into basically the completionist log and see them.
That's right. And then you had to look it up. Yeah, and you had to look up on the wiki to find out what it was about, where to start, because there was just nowhere telling you anything whatsoever.
So this is great.
So this is really good, and it's all in game now. So head out there and have a look. But as I said, on Friday we'll have a good look at all of that.
Yeah, long needed quality of life, and again we'll touch base on that on Friday. Moving along, Comp Cape Design Definitions Update by Mod Tomb. Once again, touching on the Comp Cape definitions. So we're trying to clarify things here a bit, it sounds like. So he says, hi Reddit, we've added our tiered definitions to the Comp Cape design. You can see the design at rs.game/comp design. Nice and easy URL for you. I'll say it for it again. rs.game/comp design. So if you want to check it out, head there. As a TLDR, here's what's new and changed. I'll start that again. We are renaming the exploration category to areas. We're renaming the mini.
I don't like that. I like the exploration category.
Me too.
I thought that was a good name for it, but anyway.
Areas sounds like places in my house. We're renaming the minigames category to activities.
Which is fair. That's all right one.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. We're removing misc and requirements for comp, and the category won't be tiered. Let me just let that sink in again. We're removing miscellaneous as a requirement for comp, and the category won't be tiered. Okay.
So that miscellaneous category that they had for sort of the other things that didn't sort of fit into skilling or mini games or exploration, they're just taking that out now.
Okay. Our initial definition for what tiered completionism will look like is Tier 1 completionist is a player who has completed the core RuneScape experience. Tier 2 is the true completionist, a player who has completed everything except insane achievements. And Tier 3 is the insane completionist, a player who has completed everything. And everything insane we've thrown at them. For more info, a more detailed breakdown of the tiers, a more definition of insane achievements, I guess I can go in here and see here. So we can break this down into the actual document. So let's see here. As you may have heard, we've got tentative plans to rework the completionist capes, blah, blah, blah. I'm wondering if we've already read this. What's changed?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is basically what we've already spoken about.
Yeah.
And what in yellow is basically what they've changed. So if you look at the highlighted yellow stuff, that's what they changed.
So let's see. We want some strict definitions for achievements to go into what categories. This allows for you as players to challenge us on where to think these current achievements should go, as well as knowing ahead of time where future achievements will fit in, and if it will be a requirement for one of the meta achievements, rather. For these definitions, we're changing some of the categories around, which we just talked about. Okay. So, again, let's see here. Let's talk about that. Okay, we're breaking it down further. So, what goes into the areas category, right? Anything which is heavily tied into a single area. Tier 1 areas would be completing Taskmaster achievements, completing all areas achievements that are insane, completing all Tier 3 area achievements. That doesn't tell me much, right? No,
they're just saying what goes in the lore category. Okay, complete all quests, which is just basically the quest point cape as it is now. The Master Quest cape, which is just going to be all the lore achievements. So that's basically what we already do again now with your lore books and your mini quests and all that. I don't know what lore, Tier 3 lore, insane ones. I don't know what are they classing as insane. I mean, they don't actually tell you anything there.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
now the skills one actually looks like it's all right. Where Tier 3 is getting 120 in all skills and completing. So technically, we are going to be getting a 120 skill cape.
Haha! Finally wormed our way in
technically, there. Yeah, in a roundabout kind.
Yeah, I mean that would be considered the insane portion, wouldn't it?
Yep, that's right. And that's what it is. Yeah, that's the insane portion. 120 in all skills and complete all skilling achievements. So that'll be like your Doric and Boric quests and all that type of stuff because they're part of it. So, yep.
That's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever needed.
Yep.
Here in my game. All right, moving along then. I think we just have to wait for them to flesh out those categories. I'm sure.
Yes.
That we will be covering this probably
actually,
every
if
week.
you go... They've actually got a spreadsheet where... lore achievements that aren't insane, things like the Benedict's World Tour. So basically all the mini quests. Tier 3, Challenge Maria the Broken Home Challenge and Memorialize More Than Once. That's where you have to prestige it, which I've pretty much done that. Your Tier 3 combat. So all bosses Reaper Crew. So the main reason we did want a rework on these is for people who didn't want to have to do group bosses. That's why we want that. That's the main reason people wanted a rework. So it would be just solo bosses and such. Well, bad luck. Tier 1 is still do with all the bosses. So that sort of made that whole thing redundant to me there. But the Tier 3, which is the insane, is your 1,000% Talos, unlock all the Calgarian Commander and all the death effects from Death's Door. So the only one that's really hard there, obviously, is going to be the Talos 1000% Enraged, because the Calgarian Demon's just a matter of time killing those. Death's Door, again, that's just a time thing. You know, you're doing your dailies anyway down there.
With actually your fleshing out quite nicely.
So yeah.
Anyway, this is definitely they've got even the skilling is quite nicely starting to flesh out with T1, 2, and 3s. So yeah, no, we will come back to this for sure.
Yes.
All right, let's continue along here.
Now these are also tell us what you think. These aren't final. This is just for people to look at and have a look at, and so
nothing is final. Holy crap! Yeah.
Don't jump up and down and scream and cry and that. If there's something you don't like, tell them why. Give them a reason. And,
this has been reworked like 6 times in the first 3 weeks. So please, if you think this is horrible, get your opinion in now because it can change. Anything can change. All right, what do we got here? So this is some news from the old school RuneScape side of things over at BAFTA Games. Old school RuneScape won mobile game of the year, player choice mobile game of the year. So that's pretty awesome. What do you think about that?
That is excellent. Yeah. Now, it's, the first comment was that awkward moment when the mobile gaming industry loses to a 12-year-old PC game rework for mobile. Mod Shawnee has actually given an answer to that, which, if I can find it again down here, bugger, I saw down here here it is. Quite frankly, it's deserved. The amount of content inside it for a mobile game is staggering. And also how you can go straight to desktop after your mobile session. The OS lot worked tirelessly to release it, and they absolutely earn this. So yeah, that is exactly right. I mean, it's the content, and I mean, this is voted for by the players, not the industry. So people who are saying, don't worry about this type thing, this is voted for by players, and it is a really well-deserved thing because there is a ton of content to play. A lot of those mobile games, you play 10 or 12 hours and you're over and done with them. This is, it's a full game. So, well done to the team.
Indeed. I just retweeted that because it deserves a retweet. I'm so glad to see old school RuneScape getting the mobile success that it deserves. It's finally on the platform it belongs on. Like, that game is going to thrive hardcore on tablet and phone. That's where it belongs. I don't I seriously, I don't mean that facetiously. I don't mean that sarcastically. I mean that wholeheartedly and honestly. That is a perfect platform for that game. It's got the resolution for it. It's got the interface for it. Like, the tap to move is perfect. Like, even RuneScape 3, I think, is going to eventually be destined to be a tablet game in the long run. Just because of
the size,
just because just the way the games are going, and the way RuneScape runs is as a click to play game. It's not using controllers. That's not where games are going. Games use keyboard and mouse or joysticks or actual hands-on controller and stick. They don't use these types of control. Real-time strategy style games are just not really the norm unless you're on a tablet touchscreen interface. So I think RuneScape is just made for touchscreen. So I really think it will thrive on a mobile platform, and that's why it won Game of the Year at BAFTA. So I really cannot wait for RuneScape 3 to get its debut. I think it's gonna see the same success that old school RuneScape is seeing, and this is just proof that even though it wasn't given a category at BAFTA, it came in one player choice Game of the Year. Basically, the players were like, "Shove it." That's awesome. Anyway, here's another thing that just says yes to my theory that RuneScape belongs on mobile and needs to just be brought into the future. This post is by Jay Morgan and says, should Jagex just pull the plug on Java? This post has 127 upvotes, 86%. With the recent disabling of the Risen outfit due to its crashing of Java users. So that's why they had to hotfix it.
Ah, there it is.
This debate has sparked up yet again. Last time I heard between 5 and 15%, this figure is outdated, the more accurate is around 3%, of RS3 player base still use Java. A software that is extremely outdated, and in my opinion, a security risk. Unless you were in the enterprise industry, you need Java for some sort of software, enterprise software. Like, you really should not have Java on your computer. I personally think Java should be removed. And I'm back onto what they're saying now. I personally think that Java should be removed, is Jay Morgan's words again. I mainly think this because it's holding back in development since the devs have to account for 2 versions of the game. Likewise, as we've seen with the Risen outfit, it can also account for many unseen glitches and exploits. The first few posts on the thread of the Risen hotfix seem to agree with me on this, calling for Java to be removed. Players have been given more than enough time to switch over, and with mobile on the horizon, players who are unable to run NXT for whatever reason can use that instead. It's time for Java to go. And again,
that actually might be the time to Java. Once they do get mobile out ready, you say, okay, once it releases to the open public, once it's out of your closed beta, where Java's gone. We're not supporting it anymore. Yeah. I mean, let's face it, your computer's got to be older than probably 15 years to not be able to run NXT. Right. At least in basic definition.
Yeah. Exactly. And most phones that you can get, if you walk into any store, any phone store that isn't Metro PCS or Cricket, they're going to give you a phone that will just straight up run RuneScape on any plan that is just a basic Android phone. It's going to just run RuneScape at minimum detail on your phone. Yep. Just because that's just what's included with the plan. Like, you can't get a shittier phone. They won't give you one. They will literally fight you to take a shittier phone. I've tried from my mother. They fight you on it. They don't. So that's where it's at. Like you literally have to willingly have a shitty phone to. Anyway, that's where I'm at with that. I totally agree. Java needs to go. How long has NXT been out for, Pern? It's been 4 years, 3 years?
Oh, easily 3.
It's been at least
probably
3.
Closer. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, it's time to move on. I'll let you read this next one here.
Okay. This is a post that I put up a couple of weeks. So I have been working on this, and then when we had we read another post by another guy a couple of weeks ago, so I sort of decided I'd get my one completed and out there. So I posted this on Reddit as a suggestion. It's called the Stone Spirit Saga. We have seen the continued debate over the Stone Spirits introduced into the game as a replacement for ore drops back in January with the mining and smithing route. Sadly, these have very little GP value from Runite down due to the amount of ore already in game and the huge success the new mining mechanic introduced. Another casualty from the mining and smithing rework has been the availability of smith items available for breaking down into components for invention purposes. Hardest hit by this, of course, are Iron Men, but it has also severely hampered regular players as well. Before, a player could smith 14 scimitars in 15 to 20 seconds and either break them down for their own use or put them on GE for profit. Now it takes 30 seconds to make one rune scimitar, double the amount of time it took for an inventory of bars to make 14, scimitars taking 2 bars per item to create. My suggestion will help both of these issues in bringing value to the Stone Spirits as well as creating a market again for items for those needing components. This will also help bring some profit back to the smiths of the game that was lost with the update. Smithable salvage, called corrupted salvage, could be made by the players using a combination of stone spirits and metal bars. Two options could be looked at here. Firstly, they could come in three sizes, small, medium, and large, needing 1 stone spirit and 1 bar for the small, 2 stone spirits and 2 bars for the medium, and 4 spirits and 4 bars for the larger version of either bladed, spiky, blunted, or plated. The bigger the size, the better percentage chance of the rarer component for them. To my mind, this is a little convoluted, but an option if the players want variation. The second option, which is my preferred one, is that we introduce one size requiring 3 spirits and 3 bars. These would offer a 3 to 4% chance at the rare components, a 35 to 40% chance at the standard components, and a 35% base junk chance, which obviously scales as your invention level goes up. The use of stone spirits means that creating these corrupted items would use the older smithing mechanic and again allow an inventory of items to be made in that 15-second model rather than one item every 30 seconds. It would be a tip of the hat to the old legacy smithing without having to change anything about the new and improved smithing training methods. Creating smithable salvage would offer little to no XP, perhaps like unfinished potions, it could give 1 XP per item, and have no elk value. These are not being created to bring more gold into the game, only to create a fair market for players wanting components. By selling them on the GE, we create a market of supply and demand driven by the players and not by a floor set by the elk value. Jagex said they didn't want a knee-jerk reaction to the stone spirits until the market settled and they saw what happened after the DXP weekend. Sadly, the debate still goes on. Given that it is over 2 months now and players are still very vocal about these, it is time to look at an alternative use for stone spirits. I do not believe they should be removed from the game, as they have a good role to play, but I do believe we need another use for them outside just receiving double ore from them.
I agree with the last statement. I agree with most of that. I'm very surprised that this has gotten 0 comments, and I agree with your idea in the pre-show. I think it just got buried.
Yeah, I put it up on a Saturday night, my time, which is early in the morning for America and England and such. So I'm going to sort of cut it down because it is a long post as well. So I want to try and just strip it down a bit, make it an easier read and re-put it up sort of at a more peak time.
Makes sense.
Yep. And retitle it, of course.
Yeah. What do you think you're going to title it as the next time?
Just a stone spirit, just sort of a suggestion, something like that. I think the Stone Spirit Saga, just sort of, it sounds like it's just another complaint type thing, not an actual suggestion.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty. On to the next one here. Found an actual use for low-tier stone spirits, says I like stone spirits. That's not a throwaway account. So my bank has been filling up with low-tier stone spirits like adamantite or coal for a while now, so I was wondering what to do with them when I got an idea. When I go to the wilderness, I don't bring anything I'm not willing to lose, but I can spare some stone spirits. So if I'm doing lava strikeworms, revenants, farming bloodweeds, cursed energy, I'll be sure to bring an inventory of assorted adamantite, coal, mithril, stone spirits. It's disappointing feeling when you open your loot interface and it's filled with 16 adamantite stone spirits. Something PKers don't experience regularly. But by bringing low-tier stone spirits into the wilderness while skilling, it ensures that PKers will experience the same disappointment that PMers experience. It also acts as a stone spirit sink when the PKers inevitably leave the stone spirits on the floor.
That is actually quite funny.
I love this. This guy... Okay.
1.5k upvotes.
Yeah, that is amazing. Now PYRNASSIUS, do you see why you got 7 upvotes and he got 1.5 thousand? Your idea was real and his idea was a facetious piece of shit.
Yeah. And yes, unfortunately, the world is full of people like that these days. But still, it was very funny. I gave it enough.
Yeah, no, I did too. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Would you like to grab the next one for me while
I can while you try and live.
Yeah.
This is by Vadi Avrest, who says, buy/sell bonds, skip skilling. Hi guys, I was wondering, is it feasible for me to buy a bond, sell it in-game for gold, and to skip training skills? When I say skip training skills, I realise for many quests certain skill levels are a requirement, but I won't have to worry about training skills in order to obtain armour, ammunition, or potions and so on. I could simply buy all of that stuff with gold, correct? Hey, Susan, why not just play the game instead of paying for it and be done? That's the point of playing the game.
It's very silly. He was like, you just buy it with gold. Like, yeah, you figured it out. Good work. Oh, silly.
I actually put something up there. A video is made about this. Player purchase treasure hunter keys only on the super heavy XP promotions. It cost him 15,000 to max the account. My suggestion, just have fun with it. Work on the skills you don't like during a DXPW and such. After all, the game is supposed to be for entertainment. However, if you have $15,000 to drop, I'm sure Jagex would appreciate the donation. And while you're at it, so would I.
Right? Who wouldn't?
Wow. So next up we have Wilderness Reward Balancing. And then after this one, we will take a break from our posts here, and I will have a bit of a discussion for myself on Wilderness, because as people may or may not know, I have been doing a new series called Wilderness Warrior.
Yes.
So we'll just read through this one and then I'll get into that. So this is by Shadow Nihil. First off, I'm happy with the way Bounty Hunter awards were distributed across the wilderness. However, I think there may be some issues with the balancing unless T10 emblems are still supposed to be the main source of all these items. Maybe I'm just unlucky, but I have around 7,000 Revenant kill counts and haven't seen a single Ancient Warrior equipment patch yet, and neither has one of my friends with around 3k kill count. The price of these has at least doubled already, and the rate which the Ancient Warrior gear comes into the game relative to the patches makes the gear mostly worthless, and the patches being almost the entire cost of T88 armor, SWH plus Zuriel's exceptions. On a similar note, and this may be true for some other awards too, but adrenaline crystals are really rare. I've gotten a total of 20 of them in 7,000 kill count, 11 plus 9, which means on average I'm getting less than 2 every hour. The price of these has also skyrocketed, and enhanced replenishment potions now cost more per dose than a Supreme Overload salve. I realise my sample size is a little small, but with the way prices have increased, this seems like it needs to be rebalanced. I have 1,470 kill count. I haven't seen any of these, but I've got Zuriels and a bunch of other stuff out there. I don't know about these adrenaline crystals. I think they're only on a Slayer task. I thought they were one of the ones you had to be on a Slayer task to get. So
I have no idea. You are literally like, I don't know anything about PvP in RuneScape anymore. It's sad.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly check that out because I thought those what are they called again? Replenishment potions. I'll just quickly look that, because I thought they were only available when you were on an actual Slayer task. So the replenishment potion is a 6-dose combination potion that can be made at level 87 herb lore. Okay, that's a different replenishment. Oh, he said enhanced replenishment potion, didn't he? Enhanced replenish. So that is oh no, that's only an improved one. They are made by adding an adrenaline crystal. So that's what he wants, the adrenaline crystal. It's a reward from Slayer bounties. So yes, you have to get them from on Slayer tasks. So you have to be wearing. It looks like you have to be wearing the patch as well by the look of it. But they're dropped as noted items. They're an uncommon drop, but they are on a Slayer task. So there you go. So you do need to do those on Slayer tasks to get those ones.
There you go. That's maybe that's his problem.
I would probably say so. Yes. Now, as I said, I have been doing a lot of hours out there in the wilderness. I started my Wilderness Warrior series where I'm trying to get all the pets from the Revenants. I have actually unlocked 2 so far. I've got the Imp and now the Goblins. So I think Pyre Fiend is the next one. There's actually 14 pets in all. Now, I have for ages now saying, we need to take PKing out of the wilderness. It's silly. There's no reason to go out there and such. I have picked up a couple of drops out there off the Revenants worth 10 and 11 mil. There's some good items. I didn't realize there were items that expensive that were dropped out there off these creatures. So in that regard, especially in those areas where you are making that type of money, there really does need to be that high risk, to keep the price of those items up. Now, if they did make that a safe area where there was no real cost of losing anything, you'd quickly see people camping them, and it'll destroy the market on those items. I have spent 6 hours out there so far. I've encountered 2 PKers in that time. A lot of people come out there, they take one look at you and they immediately hop worlds. So everyone's sort of scared of the other players that they might get PK'd. So most people out there are just doing it for Slayer. But because of the price of the items out there, I do think that we do need to keep the wilderness as a high risk area. Now, there are probably some parts of the wilderness we could sort of reclaim, but I don't think sort of the whole wilderness needs to be a PK free zone anymore. What they have been talking about is a new death mechanic. One of the mods is actually working on it, where it's going to work similar to the current death mechanic, where say you've got 750k worth of gear, you basically have to pay that twice. You'll drop 750k for the player, and then you also have to buy your gear back from Death's office at 750k. So essentially, you're going to lose 1.5 million GP.
Yep.
I think that is the best outcome they could have. I would go so far as to probably make it a 20% higher cost, just so there is that sort of higher cost risk of being out there, because we want to. There's very little out there that the average player can get that's worth 10 or 11 million in a drop. They're sort of your next Angel of Death and your Talos and all that type of creatures to get that sort of money. And Revenants are a nice. They're not a hard creature to kill. They're difficult, but they're not overly hard, and their life regeneration mechanic is annoying, but it makes it where you have to concentrate and work things out properly. But I don't want to see those items devalued, where a regular player can go out there, have the high risk, but just lose GP. If it's going to cost you, 1.5, 2 mil for a death if you're taking out the right gear, then well and good. I really do think that is how we should be doing it. So a lot of people are going to be surprised in that, in my time out there, I have changed my mind completely on reclaiming the wilderness. And I still call PK as pond scum. That is tongue-in-cheek, by the way, and
are we rats and pirates out here?
That's it. But it has been a really fun experience. I have really enjoyed it, and just sitting there watching. You see a player come in. Oh, is he going to attack me? And then watching them log straight out, or run away, or whatever. It is really good. The one PKer who got me, he had full T90 gear on, so he took me down really quick. The last one who come out with a with an Elder Rune sword, and that was all he had. So he was one item me. He had no armor, no anything on. So when he died, he basically dropped nothing. So they're never ever going to be a bother if they're just trying to one item you. So it's really only those other players who are going to take a risk with gear, who are going to be able to take you down anyway. And you know, I just really do. It has been an exciting time out there. I have actually enjoyed it. I don't participate in PKing. Yeah, I'll never go out there and hunt a player to kill. But when they do come, you know, it's great to just sit there and not worry about it, attack them back. And I think, yeah, I would take my higher quality gear out if it was only going to cost me 1.5 mil or 2 mil if I did happen to die. And the money is out there to be made. So, you know, we don't want to. We don't want to see that lost for the regular players, and that was basically my thoughts on Wilderness now.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Excuse me. I also saw some slides at Runescape fairly. Like I don't know if it was snuck out or if it was old or fake, but they were showing slides at Runescape or Jagex HQ, you know, whatever. But of how to get the community basically re-engaged with PvP. So I'm really wondering if this is the beginning of something more.
Cash drops, I think, if you're just dropping, you're just losing cash, not actual items. I think that is the best way they can go to do that for the players. Because if I'm not going to lose, you know, my my Nox bow and my my T90 armor, my Serenic armor and such, I'm going to wear it out there. You know, I'll take that risk. Yeah, it's going to cost. I'm going to lose 1.5 million for wearing that instead of 50k for wearing Royal D'hide. But I'm also going to be able to fight back a lot better too, and it is going to be a risk for if the PKer wants to attack someone else in T90 gear. It's going to be an actual fight. It's not going to be smack the little baby in the head and steal its candy.
And that's where things get a little more exciting. But it also
right.
That also tends to be where EOC falls apart. At higher tier gear, EOC tends to be a little more interesting, where you like tier 60, tier 50 gear, where the damage is a little bit lower, fights tend to last longer, and you can actually have meaningful combat. But when you get up to like tier 80, 90, it's like 10,000 damage. You're dead.
Yeah, but that perhaps is where we look at in the Wilderness when it's a PvP style. Everything is halved.
They've done
all the EOC
but like
mechanics are just basically straight 50%.
There's so many Davids out there.
Yeah, but that's great, and that's great for those Davids out there who can sit there and do that. They have practiced and they have done it, and they deserve to be able to take people down like that. If they've put in the practice to hunt someone down and do it that way, great. If they're not one hitting or two hitting someone, if it takes 4 or 5 hits to get someone down. So where the person, if they can sort of do it properly, they know when to eat, when to hit their things as well, they're going to have a decent fight. The person who just wants to run away and they're going to get taken down, they get taken down. But, I do think, and when people do have higher gear that's got higher defense, if you've got a T90 against a T90, I think the fights will last longer too. I mean, when we're looking at T90 against my T60, then I go down in 3 hits.
Sure.
But even the guy the other day, I mean, I just smacked on. I hit him with the bombardment and then the rapid fire, and he was just bang, he was gone type thing. Yeah, it was nice and easy to do.
If you know the right abilities to fire. PvP becomes a strategic game. It becomes a real-time strategy game.
Yep. And I think that is exactly what will happen. If they make it a just straight coin loss, not an equipment loss, you will see, I think, people going out there and learning strategies. I would learn strategies on defending myself. I'd be taking out I would have a switch in my bank for a shield, because there are some really good shield abilities in for PvP. It'll make me learn about that. I'll go out there more. I'll learn these things to defend myself, and we go from there. It is. I think they could. I mean, they're never going to revive PvP to the glory days of 2009, 2010, when it was all everyone out there doing it. But I do think that they could revive it a bit and make it interesting and not make it a punishment to be going out into the wilderness. If they do bring this new mechanic, and it was really nice to hear that there is one of the mods looking at it and developing it at the moment. So I was really happy to hear that, especially after being out there for a while myself.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that as well.
But yep, to those players out there who I've always sort of said PKing's dead, we need to get rid of it and all that. Well, yep. You've heard me. I was wrong after seeing, and my main reason is obviously because of I didn't realize there were still items worth 10 million plus that were available off just regular creatures like that. That's
what creature
really. And I don't want to say the Revenants.
Oh, the Revenants are dropping stuff like that.
Yeah, gotcha. Zuriels, row bottoms, and
gotcha.
All that type of stuff. Yep.
Gotcha.
So, yep.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Rev hunting should be a sport. It's a blood sport. It's
yep.
back in the game. That's pretty cool. People wanted it back. I'm glad to see. I'm also glad to hear that the Slayer thing is not completely ignored either. But people seem to more be after the Rev pets, right?
Yes. Well, that's what I'm just chasing the Revenant pets. So. That's my little bit of fun.
That's
I'm a collector.
Yeah, that's cool. So, how does it work? So basically, do you just kill the monster and hope that it drops its pet? Basically,
basically, you can kill anyone you like. They drop them in order, so it doesn't matter. I've got the actually both pets I've got have come off the vampire out there, the Revenant vampire, but it just drops a Revenant shard.
Okay.
A Revenant Spirit, I think it's called. You investigate it and you unlock the pet. So they go in order. There is, the imps first, the goblin, the pyre fiend, and it goes up to, right up to the dragon. There's 14 pets in all. Each pet becomes harder to get as you get one. So, the first one might be a 1 in 500. Then the next one's a 1 in 1,000. The next one's 1 in 2,000 type thing as you go up. So they get harder and harder as you go along. But it is really fun, and as I said, there is decent money to be made out there. I was shocked with I'm making at least $1 million an hour, on a bad hour, and as I said, I've had two hours where I've earned well over 10 million. So in 6 hours, I've earned 25 million out there in 6 hours.
Not bad for BK.
Yeah.
For just being out in a PK zone, killing revenants.
Yep.
And you didn't get killed at all in that time? Or?
I've faced 2 PKers, and I keep my score up there. I'm 1-1 so
1-1. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's cool. That's awesome. And you could check out the series on your YouTube channel, right?
Yes. Nice. PYRNASSIUS RS, if anyone wants to check that out.
Very nice. All right, what do we got here? RuneScape versus old school RuneScape. Lovely. Daniel Boy wants to know. He says, I'm currently looking forward to start playing RuneScape after have decided to play trying the game. Says my friends play old school and they want me to try the game and they think old school is better and that RuneScape 3 is quote-unquote shitty nowadays. I'm not so sure what to play since I'd rather play the newest version of the game. Don't ask me why, but then I won't be able to play with my friends. So what should I do? So...
Okay. I made a post down here, if I can just read out my answer.
Yeah.
Where am I? Down the bottom here. Sorry, I had to find where I wrote it. I just quoted him. Hi, my friends are playing old school version and they have told me they think it's better and that RS3 is shitty nowadays. I've put one account gives you access to both games. Sadly, the OSRS community seem to have a mightier than thou attitude, even though the version they play is basically just an official private server of the game. RS3 offers superior graphics, much better combat interaction, and recently they have been adding diversity to some of the older skills. I would suggest spending a few hours on both games and seeing which version you like, the real game RS3 or the private server game OSRS, and sticking to the one you like most. You can still chat to your friends no matter which game they are logged into, as the friends lists are linked.
I think that's a very diplomatically worded answer.
Yeah, I mean, I had to sort of get it my tongue in cheek, private server joke in there. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Try them both. I mean, you pay a membership, you get both games. If you want to play with your friends, the thing is, your friends are probably a much higher level than you anyway, so you're not going to be in the same areas.
That's very true. You're going to spend most of your time probably just chatting to them anyway.
Exactly. So just chat. I mean, the chat is open on both games, and just play what you enjoy. If you're going to be doing a lot of mobile work, then definitely go OSRS. But if you are going to be sitting behind a desktop and you like diversity and you like good graphics and such, well, stick to the real game. That's what it is. Actually, there's 11 years free to play has said. To be honest, it's pretty.
By the way, they are a gold Premier member. I just want to point that out. Anyway, continue.
Oh, they are too. I didn't even look at that. Very, very good. Yeah. Physically be in the same training spot with them. Everybody mostly chats with a private chat or clan chat. That being said, what I like about RS3 is the end game is more accessible to casual gamers, and it is way more laid back than OSRS. So that's well said there too.
Yeah, I agree. Old school RuneScape has its, ups. It has its, its positives for sure, but it's got a lot of drawbacks. A lot of drawbacks.
Yep. And they have mods over there that keep scamming people too, remember?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the safest community.
It's happened twice, so we can say that now.
Yeah. It's a trend at that point, right?
It is, that's right. Oh, poor Modash and his team out there.
I know, it's not like... At that point, you just got to stop giving junior developers like that level of access. Yeah,
exactly.
I think they've learned that at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What will Jagex do when Treasure Hunter ban? Asks Ballar9069. Let's see. I think it's obvious to everyone that Treasure Hunter is gambling, and it belongs to predatory monetization practices such as loot boxes that should be restricted by the law. So what do you think Jagex will do when they will be forced to remove said gambling or raise the gambling age to 21 plus? One possible way is to make all Treasure Hunter items directly purchasable instead of being gambling rewards. Another thing is to make all skilling items untradeable and remove all gold rewards. Or, start putting effort into actual game content instead of releasing more bogus MTX every week, they say. Wow.
And this goes into what we were talking about before. I mean, MTX is an important part of gaming companies' money. Their membership was 26 million they made out of memberships, and they made 47 million out of MTX. So, a living game like this needs a strong flow of money coming in. I mean, we've said over and over and over, they're not a charity. They need to make money. They need to pay their stockholders and such. If Treasure Hunter does get banned, and that's what they have been working on this for the last couple of years. Last year we had the what was that promotion they did last year? Rune Pass.
Yeah, the one that
which they didn't promote properly, but they have been looking at different things. Where we're about to see a Victor Trader portable that's coming out. You'll probably see more of those type of things added into Solomon's store. There will always be MTX in game. The gambling style is what most people like, because it's that adrenaline rush of, hey, I won it, fantastic. That's always going to raise more money than just straight out, loot boxes and such. Straight out purchasing everything. I know you yourself, you would rather just drop, $25, $30 and get the item guaranteed. Yep. But a lot of people like that, hey, I might be able to win it in 3 free keys or something like that.
Straight up spent more money on game currency and bonds than spin straight up like those types of currencies. I prefer spending money on current obfuscation currency, if that's the word. You know what I mean.
I think going forward, you'll see more of that stuff in Solomon's Law. You'll see some really great items, outfits, and such being released that are going to be limited time release items. You'll have 30 days to buy it in, and that's it, and then it's gone. You might not see it again for another 2 years or something like that. To get that, get people up and, well, I need this, I've got to get it in 30 days type thing, and they'll be at high prices. You're not going to be getting your 500 rune coin, or was it 450 rune coin outfits anymore? They'll be 4,000 rune coins. That's what's going to happen.
If Treasure Hunter's gone, I mean, Black Desert Online doesn't have Treasure Hunter, but their outfits are $45, $55.
Exactly. And that's exactly what that's what we'll see here as well. And and people will buy those type of things if they look good. You will also see you'll also see a Solomon Store type scenario over in Old School. I mean, once it's gone, once they lose Treasure Hunter from here, Old School is gonna have to be monetized another way.
Want to hear something crazy?
No ifs, buts. Yep.
I have never seen this type of microtransaction before in my life, but Apex has done something unique, and this is from EA. They're the publisher, so I can only imagine that EA probably told them to do this. So they have cosmetics that you could purchase with money, right? And then you put them on your gun. And they're stupidly, it's like $18 to buy a cosmetic you put on your gun, okay? Then, on top of that, there are cosmetics that you can put on top of your cosmetics that require the previous cosmetic to be purchased in order to purchase that cosmetic. So, meaning that if you want to buy this cosmetic, you have had to have previously spent the money on the previous cosmetic to have the privilege to purchase this cosmetic.
And I would not be surprised if we see more of that. I mean, we've seen that type of thing with the bingo cards, where you prestige it each time. You've got to get the first one to unlock the better look. To unlock the better look, you've got to do it 5 times. Yeah, it's not going to surprise me at all if we have things like that coming into game. Yeah, and then people will be screaming, "Oh, Treasure Hunter was far easier to get the things than this. This is so much more expensive." But hey, that's what's going to happen, and loot boxes do need to be looked at, because, Jagex isn't nearly as bad as a lot of the other games out there. As much as people want to yell and scream and carry on at them, I've had a look at some of those things, and Shane over on RSB&B is $65 to buy a tank. He plays World of Tanks. There's tanks you've got to buy for $65 and $70 to be able to fight these things.
Yep.
World of Warcraft have their updates every 6 months, we said, but you've got to spend another $80, or here in Australia it's $80 for the upgrade kit, and it pretty much makes everything else you've had worthless. You've got to start all over again, get new equipment, because the equipment you had in the last one is nowhere near good enough for the equipment you have in this one. So, you're doing all that all the time. And that's what, that's really, and it's going to go that way. You are going to see, I think Rune Pass will probably get a rebuild and maybe come out under a different name, a similar type of thing. But, essentially the same thing, and hopefully promoted better this time. That's the type of thing that we are really going to see coming into the game over the next few years. And, Jagex have been working on it. People saying, they're going to be stuff, they're going to be stuff. No, they're not. They know what's happening. They've got their finger on the pulse. They're not stupid. they've been working on it. They said last year with Rune Pass, we are looking at alternatives to Treasure Hunter. Maybe for that 2 weeks that they had Rune Pass out, they should have had no promotions on Treasure Hunter. They should have just left Treasure Hunter as its basic form in the background and just concentrated on Rune Pass. Because I think that hurt them a lot having all going at once.
Having them
they had some sort of
was a bad idea.
Yeah, I think they had a smoldering lamp promotion at the same time, which I think a lot of people sort of got upset about. And I don't blame them for that, because it does look like you're throwing this at us and you're doing this. It's just a big money grab. And I've heard people say, "Oh, it's the Chinese; they're just money grabbers." Well, no, it's a company. I mean, companies as a whole they're there to make profits. They've got to make profits for their shareholders. They've got to make profits to pay the bills. These developers are making these things because they want to have a job next year. That's the reason they're working out things that are going to bring money into the game. But it'll be really interesting to see, and we may even see some different packages of the Premier Club where you are going to have a higher price one, which will include your rune metrics, and there'll be sort of an even higher tier one that'll include your wealth evaluators and all that type of stuff for 12 months. They'll do a whole. You won't have the 3 packages. You'll probably have 4 or 5 different packages in the next couple of years. You'll have where they did that 3-month trial one. We might see a few more of those coming out where, every 3 months there's a chance to buy a 3-month package. You can buy a 12-month package. You can buy, every 3 months you can buy a 3-month package type thing. I think there's a lot of ways that they're going to be looking at. And as I said, these guys know what they're doing. They're not going to raise the age of gameplay to 21. If things go as everyone is expecting, and we've already seen it happen in some parts of Europe, where loot boxes are going to be banned, it'll spread slowly throughout the world, and the companies are already working on their that.
Yeah, they're not. That's a silly notion to think that they would restrict the game,
stick their head here.
Yeah, that would basically kill the game. So
yeah,
they already have this on their radar, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think
as we said at the start of the show, they were one of the few companies that actually showed up to the hearing in England to talk about it. So they were open and they talked about it there. Yes, they tried to make it look good on their behalf, and of course they're a company. They're not going to say, "Oh yeah, we did this. We're trying to get people addicted to gambling to try and drag as much money out of it." They're not going to sit there and say that. They've got to sit there and say, "This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. It's not gambling. We give an item for you're getting something for every key that you use, and such." They've got to spin it so it sounds good to these. To the ministers and such who are listening, and people saying, "Oh, they're scummy, they're this, they're that." No, they showed up. They are one of the few companies that had the guts to show up and talk about it and be open and have an open discussion on it. So my hat's off to them for that.
I didn't even know that there was a thing to show up to, so that's good. I'm glad they showed up to it, and we'll be continuing to follow the Treasure Hunter / loot box drama as it unfolds. I don't think we're going to see Treasure Hunter going anywhere anytime soon. I would like to see Rune Pass trialed again, though, in some way, shape, or form. I thought it was a good system. I don't think we'll see it again with Treasure Hunter running, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll move along. Let's see here. What's up next? Is 2 auth even worth it when it doesn't even work? Well, Undead Rebel, did you answer your own question in your title, or are you just dumb? No, let me just, I'll read your post. I'm sorry, that was mean. I don't mean it. I'm getting cranky. We're getting towards the end of the show. Let me get a sip of water here. This is why I shouldn't be in customer service. Okay, since I was logging into into RuneScape today, rather, when I realized my account was logged into Clan Wars. Last I logged off, before that log off, I was at player-owned farm or ports, one of those. I checked my bank immediately, knowing that I never go to Clan Wars, and realized that I was missing my Noxious Staff, Duelist Gentians, Reaper's Necklace, Luck of the Dwarves, Dragor Mace, over 75,000 runes, over 3,000 magic note paper, and more. At this point, I realized that my account got hacked. Took you a while. I call up a friend on Discord and start trading stuff to him to salvage my account. I trust the dude and know that if I lost the stuff I traded him, I'd be done for. Anyways, I finished the trade. First, I finished the trade, opened my bank to get more stuff, and everything freezes because I'm getting DDoSed. I restart my PC as fast as possible, log in, and lo and behold, my custom-fit Masterwork armor, Tier 90 shields, and Nox Scythe are in my inventory. While I was restarting my PC, I'm still on Discord on my phone and getting told that I logged in while I was restarting my PC from Europe. I follow all security protocols that Jagex has for keeping my account and PC secure. Anyway, how does 2auth work when I need to log in? No one knows my account details. I have not visited any weird sites. I typically check URLs. How does someone bypass Authenticator and log off my account from my side apart from my password? Everything is secure. I try reaching out to Jagex and explain. All I reach out to is tip-off at Jagex to help catch who did this, but you're effed in the rear for your 15 years of money spending and hard work. I don't know if I can actually play this game anymore and feel safe, so when someone can easily access my account on the other side of the world and kick me off it without breaking a sweat, while taking all that I've busted my ass for. Keep in mind that I've been playing this game religiously since my mom taught me how to play when I was 6, and I'm now 22. I'm genuinely heartbroken right now. Huh. So,
well, I mean, the only way, to get, if you have two-factor authenticator on both that and your email, see there, he's got something really malicious on his computer. Because you can't just get hacked like that.
Says I have two-factor on my account at 2auth set as my bank pin. Doesn't say anything about email, though. It says I enable two-factor on... I'm just trying to... Enable two-factor on email just now. We'll change passwords, too. See? That's the thing.
There it is.
They never actually changed...
So he's got hacked through his email.
It says then your email address is compromised. Rats are not as common as they're made out. Yeah. Change your email password as well as enabling two-factor on there. Then change your RuneScape password and re-enable two-factor. There you go. That's where it always is. That's always the weak spot. You can't. That's the thing, is Jagex can't control your email unless Jagex starts an email service. What can they do? You know.
That's right. If you're compromised through your email, it is, yeah, that's right. You can't blame Jagex for that.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the big problem there. Anyway.
And again, has he been talking to people on Skype?
Yeah, also, if the person knows you in real life and your friends are just horrible people, you know? You say you traded the rest of that stuff to your friend. How do you know?
Well, he's saying his two-factor wasn't disabled. It's still active.
That's the thing.
I'm just reading down. Yeah.
Yeah, like, how do you know that it wasn't, a social engineering attack? It wasn't a physical attack.
Yeah.
They didn't have physical access, or, like, it wasn't a team viewer attack with legitimate access to your team viewer account or something like that. Sometimes you forget that you've given access to a friend to give TeamViewer. Maybe people give you TeamViewer access all the time, and then they forget that they've done that, and that to remove the access. And the newer team viewers, you can just reconnect anytime you want if they just leave the applet running. So like that's a thing. Gotta be careful. So there's just tons of little things to gotta be wary of. That people think they're safe, they think they're being savvy, but unless you're a freaking internet security professional, you can only be so savvy. And that's what sucks. Anyway, moving along.
Yep.
Rule clarification. Want to grab this one for me?
Yep. This is by Bootymans. So I just had an interaction with a certain account, not mentioned, that was pretty well made me want to quit RuneScape. It wasn't just that this player decided to crash me with a cannon at the waterfall fire giants. That was fine. It was the incessant flaming that wasn't. Player would imply that I was dumb for continuing to even try killing fire giants and was generally abusive, but not necessarily offensive with language. They really were going out on a limb to get me to snap and start swearing at them or something of the sort, and you know the scumbag was going to report me for it as well if it happened. In the end, I reported for disruptive behaviour, but I actually think that when you attempt to egg the other player into abusing you back in the chat window, you are now encouraging others to break the rules as well. I get that there are other unclear situations and misunderstandings that make players that are otherwise rational freak out, but this was clear, and I think there ought to be another rule with strict punishment on those who are clearly troublemakers in the community. It really did make me angry, and although I calmed down within the situation, I hope the team takes these offences seriously, as having already been on the fence of whether to renew membership, I have now decided against it.
So that they're not going to renew the game because someone
flamed them? Yeah. I mean, that's a bit childish if you're going to do that. You can, as we said before, you can put chat on private. You don't have to listen to them. You know. I mean, I hate cannons. I think they're one of the worst things that they ever brought into the game.
Yeah. And they've been in the game since Classic.
That's it. But just jump, hop a world.
They have,
you know,
they have literally like 15 years of hell, 16 years of hell cannons. They've been the members' object of just hell. Good.
I mean, I've been crashed a couple of times. You know, yes, it's frustrating. Hop worlds, move to the other room. I mean, at where he's talking about the waterfall fire giants, there's actually 2 rooms of fire giants. If he's dropped his cannon in one and is annoying you, move over to the other room. Yeah. Turn private on and ignore the prick. I mean, douchebags are going to be douchebags. Let's face it.
I forgot there was even fire giants in there.
Yeah, well, no one, unless you don't have access to Brimhaven. I mean, you don't.
Yeah, I'm an elitist scumbag.
Really does them. Sorry?
Apparently, I'm an elitist scumbag. I forgot about that. But yeah, that's been my kind of mantra is, listen, if someone's abusing you like that in public chat, you put them on your ignore list. You don't quit the game. If you really want this, if you really want to stay in this spot that badly, you put them on your ignore list. It's not worth taking the abuse.
But that's it. Hop worlds. There's other worlds.
Or hop worlds, yeah.
Cross. Yeah, I mean, there's so many free worlds. I mean, you hop worlds. I mean, someone drops a cannon on me, I move one spot. I was having because I'm doing my 10 hours loot from, and one of the places I went and checked out the other day was the Vire Lords. And I just do an hour first off to see what sort of loot is there and if it's worth checking. And I thought, yep, no, these are pretty good. And in that time, someone come over and just stood right on top of me and just started, hitting the same thing. So I'm sitting there. I'm getting kills anyway, but we're probably going half and half on the drop. I'm sitting. Okay, fair enough. I went to the bank. I hopped the world. It was done. One world I hopped, and I found a free world. It's no big deal. People are going to do that type of thing just to annoy you. They're going to try and crash and tag everything. It's just the way some people are. That's the way they get their excitement. They still haven't lost their virginity, and they need something to get them, excited.
It's not easy, It's not an easy life living like that.
Mum's kicking them out of the basement because she needs to change their sheets because they're all crunchy.
Yeah.
But it's just.
If I ever make a porn film company, it's going to be called Crunchy Sheets. CrunchySheets.com.
Yeah, we need to buy that now.
We do. Quick, is that available? Hang on.
CrunchySheets.com.
I'm going to my. This is why nobody listens to the podcast anymore. I'm going to my web host right now.
But yeah, I mean, just move on.
I'm not
just,
paying
I mean,
for this.
you don't.
It is available.
You don't.
I'm not buying.
You don't
it.
move.
For once.
No. You don't. You don't quit a game just because someone does that.
Can't imagine why. You know exactly that. Let me try that sentence again. It is never okay to verbally abuse somebody, but for you to stand there and just take it just because you want that spot when there is a solution is also not the right way to handle it on your part. To the point where you find that you end up wanting to quit the game when there are mechanisms built into the game to handle the situation.
Yep.
You don't have to escalate it to that point.
It's not like it's 2010 where you have to jump 25 worlds before you can find another free spot.
Exactly.
You know?
In the waterfall. No,
exactly. No one goes there.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. It's you and that other dude are probably the only two people who are using it.
Exactly. In the 54 worlds that are online, you just happen to go on the same world.
Yeah. This was probably the only two just popular servers. He was probably on World 2.
Yeah, well, that's it. Anyway.
All right.
Joku23 has the next one.
Oh, he's a fun bucket, isn't he? Joku says, this is already locked, huh? I don't think this was locked when we started. It wasn't? Anyway. Currently, RuneScape Wiki is officially supported by Jagex, but Jagex does not control it. And good? But since they have chosen to support one community, do you think Jagex should ensure that being a part of that community is fair for everyone? Should Jagex also make sure that the previous admins are not allowed to abuse their powers? What? This is the topic of that. I mean, that would mean like they'd have to go to every clan, every fan site and start looking in on them. Like, are you abusing your powers on your forums? Like, go into the fandom wiki and check on them.
But when you read on, it's actually quite funny what he's actually complaining about. But anyway,
yeah, I'm continuing. The following example shows what I mean by power abuse. Note that this is not an appeal on the ban for the wiki, and I have removed the name of the admin to avoid naming and shaming. I contributed to the wiki by uploading the glitter bomb animation. Ah, okay, so this is personal agenda, I see now. So here we have an upload of the glitter bomb animation. Very pretty. About an hour later, some of the admins replaced the file with their own upload. The reasoning was, no outfits. I checked his version, and I didn't see anything better with it. You always have to wear some outfit. I reverted back to the old version because it was uploaded first. Then, this is what happened. He banned me for 1 week. I want to see the... Alright, hang on, so... Let's see here.
He's only put the picture up of his own, not of...
Oh, okay, so wait, I don't get to see the no outfit. I guess I could go see the one that's up there currently, right?
Yeah, I suppose we could, yeah.
So it says, I have a link to the page where the screenshot is from, but I removed the link to avoid naming and shaming. Okay, that's fair. But I'd like to see the one that's currently up there, because I want to see what they... if you could find me the link while I continue reading, that would be great.
Yeah.
I investigated the person... and they have been registered to the wiki under 50% of the time that I have. I first edited in 2017 of July, when my first edit was in February of 2015. I have no idea how he got admin powers. I also saw that someone tried to ban him for abuse, but he just reverted the ban and blocked that person back with the reason, no you. I have a link to the page where that screenshot is from, but I removed the link to avoid naming and shaming. This actually does kind of sound like Joku might be on to something. Now that I'm reading all of this.
I've just popped the link into Discord.
Thank you.
But there's actually no picture on there.
Hang on, let's see.
It only tells you what's there. It doesn't actually have an actual picture of it.
The conspiracy grows deeper. All right, hang on. Let me go into like huge glitter bomb or something. Here we go. A player using the glitter bomb. Yeah, and here's a completely yeah. So that they have to basically you have to be in the nude outfit. You have to be in the default outfit. That's the problem.
And yeah, there's no other player around, and it's in the on the green black ground, so it's nice and easy, so you can actually see it. Yeah. If you have a look at his,
it was messy.
I mean,
yeah,
it was very messy because it's. I mean, you've got this. You've been awarded 2,600 over the top of his picture. Is actually a very nice, clean one.
Yeah.
I would actually have changed that myself.
Yep. I agree.
Looking at it.
I 100% agree with the change that was made.
Yep.
But I do wonder what that banner reversal is about. That is kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, the fact that his was removed, not removed, but replaced rather. Here's the thing. This is what's great about a wiki. Joku, your contribution was valid for the time that it was there. People were in need of an image and got to see it when they came because there was nothing there previously. And then someone replaced it with the standardized version when, when they could.
And then you've gone back in, and it looks like you have reverted it 3 times.
Yeah, and been a dick.
He's actually, Joku, they've told him, this is the way, this is how it works, so they wanted the clean one. He's gone back in and reverted it, and says, this was uploaded first, stop copying it. The person said, listen, stop doing this, no outfits, please. So he's told him no outfits.
Yeah.
Joku has gone back in again and done it. And then the guy's gone back in there. Yeah, he's just 1, 2, 3, 4 plus his original one. So he's overridden the other one 5 times when he was told, listen, you're wearing outfits and such. This is the way we want it on here. So he was told how to do it. That's why you got banned. So, no, I don't see anything wrong with what happened to him there.
Me either. Yep. Sorry, buddy. I think you're in the wrong there.
Yep.
Anyway,
me too.
Moving along.
Yeah, it's frustrating. You got yours up first, and you want to be named for it, but it doesn't even tell you who's uploaded it, does it?
In that panel, I can log in and check. I have an account.
No, I hang on more details. If I click on more details, glitter bomb, it does not give the name of the person who has uploaded it anyway. So,
well, anyway, here's the thing.
So the one because the person, if you actually click on more details, it actually gives you the whole thing. Where he said, hang
on,
Joku has said reverted to his version, show respect. The guy Merds has said that's not how this works, and then Joku's gone it. And then he's gone in and says, listen, no outfits. And then Joku's just gone in and done it again. And uploaded with simple patch upload. So that's all he wants, just a simple upload. And Joku's gone and done it again. That's why he got banned. So,
all right, here. All right.
Yeah.
I've gone in here. Yeah. I'm in here. I'm in the system now. I'm reading it. So, yeah. So, let's see here. Try again next week. Reverted version last Thursday. Please show respect and stop. That's not how it works. It was. I can reveal the name if you want. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Well, the one who actually did the full upload, the proper one, his name is Cancels. Merds is the one who was changing it. He did have he did have a different one where he was on the green background.
Yeah.
He did have the box over his head as well, but his has been taken down as well. I don't see any complaints about him.
Yeah, well, I mean,
from him taking his one getting taken down.
Yeah, it's
by
silly.
The cleanest one. Yeah.
Silly.
The cleanest one is the one that's up there. So I sort of see what he's saying. Where now that I look at Merd's one that has been put up there,
yeah.
But he is in a plane. There's no other players around. It's just a nice, clean green background, so you can see exactly what it does.
Yeah, the cleanest one always gets kept. That's just how it works.
Yep.
Don't be sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you've got another player in there that you're throwing it onto anyway, and that makes it look messy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it.
So, speaking of being banned, how does Jax's unban policy even work? EM Reslink wants to know. They always phrase it like they only unban people who can prove they were hijacked. Lately, I've been seeing more and more people who admittedly botted and were given second chances. Some provided screenshots, so they're not faking it. What is this even based on? Why do some people who admittedly botted get unbanned and others don't? Good for them. I feel no saltiness towards them and love to see people being able to play again, but the yes or no seems to be based on nothing in those cases. They're always old, dated bans, but then again, thousands of others have old, dated bans, and they are being given blatant no's from Jagex. Seems quite random, and to me, should be unbanned either everyone or nobody.
And I think he says it right there. They're all old, dated bans. They may have botted, from 80 to 99 woodcutting or something like that, 10 years ago when it was owned by by the Gower brothers. I mean, let's face it, you don't get life for murder these days, so because you botted one skill. The ones who are probably getting the blatant no's have probably botted hundreds of skills or been selling gold or something like that. And I think if you've got an account that is older than 6 or 8 years old, maybe you tried it a year after or straight away when you got banned and they said no then and you haven't tried it again. If you try now and it wasn't a major botting incident that you did, you did, as I said, you did 80 to 99 agility woodcutting or something like that where you were young, you made a stupid mistake. I think 9 times out of 10 Jagex are going to start unbanning those type of players because they understand people were younger. It is different owners now. I think we sort of look at things a bit differently these days to what it was back then. Botting back then was, it's still a serious offence now, but I think it was a more serious offence back then when you were doing it for levels to get up on the high score tables. If you're not doing it to make money, to sell gold and things like that, I think you've got a much higher chance. So if you do have an account that was banned, in 2007, 2008, whatever.
It's kind of like when the government legalized weed and you were a pot dealer, Anyway.
But the people saying, get 3,000 upvotes on RS3 subreddit and things like that. No, you don't need that. You just, you just tell them, bang, tell them what happened. It was 12 years ago. I was 10 years old, or 12 years old, whatever.
I was arrested.
Can you have a look? I think again, and they want their player base. If you're legitimate, where you've done it once and it was a stupid incident, I think they will more than likely look at overturning that for you. And depending also, if you're trying to get back an account that's got 22 party hats on it, and that's the only reason you want to get it back, because you're then going to turn around and sell those party hats on eBay, or they suspect that's what you want to do,
a little wary.
Then they're going to say no.
Yeah, they might,
or just just say, listen, you have some untradeable items that we will be removing off that account if you want it unbanned still.
Yeah, we're going to wipe the bank. You can have the stats, but we're going to wipe the bank.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that's fair enough.
All right, let's see here.
We have one more.
Wait, do we? All right, what do we got? What is it?
We have QA Director by Steezy D. I will read this and you can answer him.
Okay, cool. I have to pull it up.
Okay.
Here.
Steezy D wants to apply to be the QA Director. I applied for QA analyst / engineer, etc. position. I found a couple of bugs already. I reported. If you guys aren't looking to pick anyone up, is there an email you can send me or a way of contact to put on my resume? I also remember my last post being taken down for adding my email, but please in touch with me. Also, I have ideas to progress the game. Only been playing it for a month. Found lots of stuff to progress the game. You can't write properly.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I want a guy doing my quality assurance.
I think...
who can... I'm sorry.
Honestly.
He says, email. He says, for my latest post being taken down, not taken down. I mean, come on, learn English, then I might look at giving you a job.
This might be the kind of person Jagex is actually looking for their QA team.
Oh, nasty.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I love you.
Yeah,
I love you, Jagex.
I know, yeah. But I like he's only been playing the game for a month, but he knows how to progress the game.
That's the best. I know. Only a month, but is already a master.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing for 7-8 years now, and I'm still learning things in the game.
I mean, the freaking thing changes every week.
I've got suggestions for certain things, but I certainly wouldn't know how to progress the entire game. I mean, I've got ideas how I would like to see it go.
I think it takes an entire team of people to progress the game.
Exactly. I just love this one.
He's a metalhead, all right. That's what I call anyone who doesn't put a forum avatar on them. I just call them metalheads now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a good one. I like.
He's been a member since March 2019, so he's right. He has been playing for a month.
Actually,
I want to see stats. Hang on. I want to see stats.
He's got 5 posts. I want to see some of his other posts while you're doing that. Let's see.
Yeah. That's you go.
All right, he's made 5 posts, but he's only made 1 thread. So that's interesting.
Oh, this guy is absolutely awesome. He has completed 4 quests.
Nice.
He has got 63 attack, 46 defense, 46 constitution, 45 strength, 43 fishing, 38 agility, 23 cooking, 21 slayer, 21 firemaking, 17 woodcutting, 15 crafting, 11 prayer, 10 hunter, 9 herblore, 8 rune crafting, 8 thieving, 7 dungeoneering, 7 magic, 7 ranged, 6 mining, 6 summoning, 4 smithing, 2 farming, 2 fletching, 2 construction, and 1 divination.
Gotta get this guy on the show.
He is a god, yeah. Yeah, I mean, those stats, I mean, he puts me to shame.
Dang.
And he's unlocked 200 songs as
Oh.
well.
What are we gonna do? Look out, Zazima. Get out of the way, so
he's got the total XP level of 702,484. He's 469 levels into the game. And he's ranked 1,113,161st.
Wow.
On the high scores list.
If big was a good thing.
Oh, that's funny. But he knows everything about it and how to fix the game and progress it.
I'll tell you what, I've been playing Eve for about a week now. I'm ready to conquer the entire galaxy, and I'm going to be emperor of the known universe very soon, PYRNASSIUS. You wait. I'm gonna be in my first Titan class ship probably by the end of the month, definitely. definitely.
Is that good? Is it?
I'm a master. That's like the best. That's top tier. That's the best you could be in.
Oh, okay.
And like, I'll not. That's not gonna happen. My character could not even. Wouldn't even be able to know. Wouldn't even be able to sit in the pilot seat. First of all, let alone.
You wouldn't be hired on as a janitor.
Yeah, no, I don't even think I could pilot one of the drones. But I am having a good time flying around in some frigates and cruisers right now. Having a good time in that game. But I by no means think I am a goddamn, like, could jump on the freaking development team. That's what I'm trying to say here is, like, I've been playing the game for less than a month. Maybe when I've been playing the game for a whole month, maybe I'll be ready to be on the QA team. Who knows? But somebody said, oh, is there going to be an EVE podcast? I'm like, first of all, there's already an EVE podcast. Second of all, I don't think I could possibly learn all there is to learn in enough time to be knowledgeable on EVE to run an EVE podcast, because I already knew all there was to know about RuneScape when I started with RuneScape Weekly. Like, when I started RuneScape Weekly, I already had 10 years of RuneScape experience. Like, I can't start an EVE podcast with 1 month of EVE experience. That would be ridiculous. But what I can do is stream it blind. I probably will do that, but I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. We're at the end of the show. You got anything you want to plug? Wilderness series?
No, as I said, just got my Wilderness series. I have just uploaded just finished editing the first of the 10 Hours of Loot series. The first one going up is Chaos Giants. Now, basically what I am looking at on this series is, yes, looking at GP per hour, but looking at, the first lot of creatures I'm doing are ones that drop a lot of herbs, and just to sort of see, we've got the ores and bars out of the game. The next thing I'd like to see them working on is slowing down the amount of herbs that come in via PvP PVM.
Got PvP on the brain, boy.
No, I know. Things like Chaos Giants.
I'm glad to see you making videos again.
Yeah, it's a slow process. I mean, I'll get them out as I can, and as I said, I mean, I haven't done the Wilderness for the last 2 days, but I will be back out there tomorrow. I'll probably do a couple of hours out there tomorrow, actually, just to get a big major episode up. I was saying on one of them, listen, sorry for talking so, because what I was going to do is just do an episode a week where I just sort of show a 5-minute clip from each day. But when I'm out there, I tend to just talk, and you know me, I waffle on a lot. So I sort of apologized. I said, listen, sorry for talking. I'll shorten these videos and get them done more. But I've had a few people tell me, and the RR Man was one of them, hey, we like the talking, keep it going. So I thought, okay, well, if people are happy to have me, talk for 15, 20 minutes and put the whole hour that I'm out there, sort of up in that 20-minute daily thing, then let me know if that's what you like. I'm happy to keep just waffling on and doing it. But if you prefer just sort of every 3 or 4 days, just an update of sort of 3 or 4 hours progress rather than sort of a daily hour progress, let me know what you like. The loot from 10 hours, as I said, I have done Chaos Giants. I have already recorded Dark Beasts, and I'm about to do... I've done... that was what I was doing on Monday was Aberrant Spectres. The amount of herbs that coming off those guys was insane. And I'm going to do the Vile as well. So, they're basically going to be the first 4. And if there's any other creatures, Slayer creatures you want me to test, send it in. Let me know. Just drop, if you do watch the videos, and I do read all the comments. I may not answer them all, but I do read them all. If there's a creature you want me to test for you for 10 hours loot from, drop it in. I'm happy to do them all. I've got the time to sort of sit and do them now. I generally break it up into sort of 2 or 3 sittings. But yeah, happy to do it all. Let me know.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that that's picking up steam again. I am glad to be able to pump out this show and the Friday show. I'm glad to be back on track here.
Yes.
So we will.
Yeah, it's good to hear you sounding. That you're well enough.
For sure. I know. I'm glad to not be. I was afraid that that sickness was not going to pass, but I'm feeling better, so that's good. The Patreon pre-show is already up and available on patreon.com/RuneScape, so you can feel free to go grab that if you want. Yeah.
Actually, just before we go, can I throw a special congratulations out to our resident PVM David Cabrew in the game? He's just received a Bandos helmet drop.
Congrats.
I know he listens. He's chasing the pet down, so I just wanted to throw that out for him.
Very nice.
He's been off for a few weeks. I think he's had a dodgy computer for the last week or so.
That's nice.
Yes.
Anyways, you can catch us on social media where we are now premiering the show live. That's facebook.com/rsweekly. Which I think is also, I think you can do fb.me/rsweekly is a thing, I believe. Anyway, also on Twitter @rsweekly. We're on Discord as well, runescape.chat in your web browser. RuneScape.video will bring you to our YouTube channel. Twitch.tv/MageBit or MageBit.tv will bring you to our Twitch channel. You can check out my personal projects, MageBit.me for all of my blogs and poetry and all that fun stuff. If you want, you can find us in-game. Kill, Skill, and Chill is the clan chat. Kill, Skill, the letter N, Chill. You can find that on the web at runescape.club. You can check out my personal progress in RuneScape, runescape.expert, and the podcast, runeweek.com, for the archives or to subscribe to the podcast. You can support the show. Patreon.com/RuneScape is the Patreon subscription to get access to the pre-shows and all that fun stuff. Want to do a one-time PayPal donation? You can do so at paypal.me/RSW. We really appreciate those as well. And again, if you want to support my workings, you can check out my personal website, magebit.me, and that will that includes all of my personal writings and whatnot. It's a big blog that I'm starting. It's still in the works. It's under construction, but you're welcome to visit it as I convert it over into the blog that it will be. Big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, Sudwood, Ricky A, Michael K, and 15 others. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. That will do it for this episode of RuneScape Weekly. We will be back on Friday for another edition of RuneScape Weekly. Sorry to be a little bit late for this one. Hopefully, won't be sick again. There's an hour of pre-show that is mostly MageBit chilling up for you over at patreon.com/RuneScape. But again, we'll be back on Friday to do it again. Happy scaping.